Hi, everybody, and welcome to our class called Being, Listening, and Speaking Dynamics. This class is it's very fun. It's very informative. It's a long class. When I do it in public in a seminar form, it's usually as much as 24 hours. I've done it in as little as 12 hours, but yeah. But I think in the videos, I'm going to be able to make it shorter. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe not. I'm going to try, but just going to be myself here. I'll be drinking my drink. I have some Pure Leaf, Pure Leaf tea. It's one of my favorite teas. I want this class, this time around, to be more compassionate than it was the first time I did it. First time I did it, it was very stark, and I looked at it years later, and I just wasn't happy with it. So I threw all the videos away. I deleted them all. So today we're going to just get you started on this class. I'm going to tell you some of the benefits of taking being listening and speaking dynamics. I've been teaching this for many years. I've taught it 49 times over the years. And I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to use the seminar pages. Right here, you can't see that print probably. It's blurry because we have a blurry background. I'm going to read from for these first two pages because it's the benefits. Okay. And then as I read them, I'm going to put them face down on this counter beside me, which is really just my bed. See, I told you I was going to be more compassionate. So this says what you will learn in the 16 essential tools for speaking mastery. Okay. And there are 16 things here. I think one of them is one for every tool. Learn how to physically stand in a powerful way that projects your speech quickly, clearly, and accurately. So there's a way to stand that can be more powerful than the way we usually stand. Number two, learn to say what you have to say in half the time with more accuracy and with more likelihood the other person will do something you have asked. Okay. Number three, learn to see and hear information most people miss and how to respond to it. Number four, learn what part of the other person's body receives your words. What tiny point receives your words the most? Like there's 16, and that's only number four. So learn what one word brings the other person to pay attention to you. Learn what action on your part might unwillingly turn them off to your communication. Learn to ask questions to show your interest, give you a lot of information quickly, and get the other person ready to receive what you have to say. Learn what action increases retention of your communication by 75%. Okay. Learn how to get unsolicited information from them in the future. Learn 2 secrets to having the other person know for sure that you have heard them and make others remember you and what you have to say. Number 11, learn how to keep yourself directly on target throughout a conversation. Number 12, learn 1 secret that makes you unforgettable. Number 13, learn the secret of how to make the conversation solid. Number 14, learn the one thing people desire more than anything at the end of a conversation. Number 15, learn how to deepen and increase retention of what was said And 16, learn how to beat out the competition for future sales. This was originally a sales course, and it is now a sales course, but anyone can use it for their communication skills. Having some of my tea. See the label right there? Okay, so those are the benefits. And it turns out, just so you know, I have a cheat sheet that tells me where in the seminar each one of those things is. And I'll probably get those out. Now, that stuff is all in part 3, which is speaking mastery. It's being, listening, and speaking dynamics. So just so you know how we're doing it. Now, this is a very casual recording. So I'm going to take some things out of the notebook and get ready to give you the first few pages of our class. Let's do that. Let me do that. Okay. And I'm going to reorganize my papers here. All right. So the class is called Being, Listening, and Speaking Dynamics. So we got that already. All right. Now, the operating principle here throughout the whole thing is listening cultivates wisdom. This is our operating principle. And I'm happy to say that I had this material reviewed by a Zen teacher, a spiritual teacher, and he really liked the material, said it would help. I've got a quote from him that says it's really, truthful and accurate. So I feel like I've done my job. So we just talked about that. Now I'm going to go over some of the parts of the future parts. We said there were 3 parts. So we're going to have an introduction. So there's really probably 4 parts. We're going to have an introduction, which is going to include some sample case studies. We're going to have part 1, which is developing and choosing your 2 listening topics. So when we study listening, we're going to talk about your 2 listening topics. Part 2 is going to be getting ready to listen, getting centered and grounded. Number 3, listening and speaking interactions, the 16 tools of mastery, speaking mastery. Now notice I didn't say being. The being stuff is more in the introduction because I see it as an underlying necessity to make the class work, that we learn more about ourselves, our being. All right, I may read some of this to you. I don't know. Okay, introduction. Start with a desire for listening accuracy. Now, this is really important, and I learned this in some 12-step programs. If you're not wanting to learn, if you're in this class because your spouse sent you or because your boss said that we're going to fire you if you don't do something about your way of being, and you feel like you've been forced to be in the class, that's not going to help. That's not going to make it happen. You're not going to want to receive the information. There's a lot of information in this class, and I want you to be wanting to hear it, to be willing to hear it. So let's start here. Introduction. Start with a desire for listening accuracy. Once we really know what is going on around us more accurately, we have a better chance to create things in our lives the way we want them to be. If we want to create something, we can do a better job of it when we have more accurate information. The information comes from facts, intuition, intellect, emotions, and how our bodies are doing. Now, those are 5 things we're going to go over and over in this class. Facts, the facts of the matter, your intuition, your intellect, your emotions, and how our bodies are doing, how your physical body is doing. In this module, we will study, number 1, developing and choosing your two listing topics. We talked about that. Getting ready to listen, and listening and speaking interaction. As you experience each of these three, notice how they complement and augment each other, making each other whole, and then go beyond to make something even greater than the whole of any one of them. Okay. I'm going to end this now. I'm going to end this recording because I want them all to be short. And I'll see you on the other side.